Women are considered as the epitome of innocence and patience, but even this comes with a limit. What happens when the limit is exceeded? This story from Mysore serves as a fitting lesson for those who create trouble for women. Wondering what we are talking about? Well, do take a look.
The story we are going to tell you today may seem to be straight out of the Bollywood movie Curse, which was later remade in Sandalwood and titled Yuga Purusha. But if you have seen the movie and are assuming that you already know the story, think again. It was on July 31st at around 11:30 in the night that a shocking incident took place. The busy Hunsur-Mysore highway was jammed and a crowd had gathered near Belikeri main road. Everybody was curious to get a glimpse of what was happening. It looked like somebody had died in an accident. Soon the cops from Hunsur police station arrived at the spot and took control of the situation. Cops were shocked on seeing the dead body. It was a gory scene as the body lay in a pool of blood right in the middle of the road. They assumed that the deceased must have died in a road accident. The cops immediately registered a case of accident because that was what they could presume after the preliminary investigations. Later, the body was sent for a post-mortem. It took some time for the cops to learn that this case was no accident. It was a brutal, well-planned murder. The first thing that the cops had to learn was the identity of the deceased. Preliminary investigations gave them an insight as to who the deceased was. He was identified as B.R. Hemant Kumar, who hailed from Bengaluru.
On 31st of August, July, we had found one dead body late in the night around 11:30 lying on the side of the Hunsur-Mysore highway. My inspector of Hunsur was on night round that night when he could find the body. The body had a deep injury on the head as well as bruises on all the parts of the body. Immediately within one day, we identified the body of the deceased. The person deceased as Mr. Hemant Kumar, a resident of Bangalore city.
When the cops learned Hemant's identity, they also wanted to know what this man was up to before he was so brutally killed. When they investigated the case further, they found out that Hemant was a habitual offender. There were many cheating cases registered against him all across Mysore city. It was now confirmed that Hemant was a con artist, and the cops assumed that somebody who Hemant conned in the past must have killed him in such a gory manner. This paved way for the cops to collect more information.
We could find that he had a lot of cheating cases registered against him in the Mysore district as well as other places. Initially, we thought that because of those early cheating cases, somebody might have killed him. However, later on we came to know that he had come to one hotel in Hunsur along with one lady that night, and we could not find any trace of that lady. So we went further deep into the inquiry and we realized that one Nafisa, she is also from Bangalore city, had come along with him that night to Hunsur.
There were shocking revelations made to the cops as they moved ahead with the investigations. They discovered that Hemant Kumar was closely in contact with a woman. It was not his wife, it was someone else's. Hemant met her frequently and went out with her often.
Hemant's murder had come to light and the cops started investigating the case. Though they initially assumed it to be an accident, the circumstantial evidence proved that it was a brutal murder. There were more clues that the cops gathered, but did it help them crack the case? Let's find out.
It didn't take the cops too long to strike the right chord. It didn't take them too long to find the woman who Hemant was in touch with. As soon as they traced her, the cops took her into custody and subjected her to interrogation. Their revelations left the cops shell-shocked. At first, when the cops tried to talk to the woman, she tried to play smart. The interrogation was peaceful till then, but when the cops pulled out their oiled lathis, it left the woman terrorized. In just a minute after that, she admitted to have committed the crime. Cops who usually investigate a case for months were surprised at how easy it was to get the woman to blurt out the truth. She was not the accused in question, but the cops still had no clear picture of her identity. When they did a background check, it wasn't too hard for them to learn her identity. Who was this woman? What prompted the lady to go up to the extent of murdering a man? What was the relation with Hemant Kumar? Here is the complete story. The woman who had murdered Hemant was identified as 40-year-old Nafisa. Nafisa hailed from Rajaji Nagar in Bengaluru and worked as a customer service representative at a call center. She was a well-to-do woman and earned enough to make ends meet. Nafisa hailed from a middle-class family and resided with her mother and two brothers. Nafisa lost her second brother in a fire accident a few years ago. She was the breadwinner of the family and she was supposed to take care of her aging mother. Around 18 years ago, Nafisa met a man named Uday Kumar at Atria Hotel in Bengaluru. He was a friend of a friend and just tagged along with her to meet Uday. Nafisa found Uday to be an interesting man and the two became friends in no time. Their interest for each other only heightened and soon their friendship turned into love. But their love story was not as rosy as they wanted it to be. Since Uday and Nafisa were from different communities, they had to put in a lot of efforts to convince their respective families for marriage. After a lot of pleading, they finally managed to convince their folks. Nafisa and Uday Kumar got married at the Arya Samaj Convention Center in Bengaluru within the year. They were happily married and took good care of each other post-marriage. Nafisa and Uday wanted to have a happy family. They wanted to be blessed with a baby, but for their ill luck, even after trying for 17 odd years of being married, Nafisa could not conceive. Various medical examinations and treatments did not help them either. Though this couple was not blessed with a baby, this did not dim the love between Nafisa and Uday one bit. They continued to have a very warm relationship. But like it said, nothing really lasts forever. A few years ago, when Nafisa was working for a private company, she met Hemant Kumar, the protagonist of our story today. Initially, their relationship was purely professional, but soon it turned into something much more intense. Just weeks after Nafisa met Hemant, she had to go to Dubai for work and returned only after 3 years. When she returned to India, Hemant Kumar was in awe of Nafisa all of a sudden. He started meeting her frequently and grew close to her. Very close. Nafisa earned a lot of money from a job in Dubai. She made enough money to lead a lavish life. It was not her that Hemant was in love with. It was with her money. Nafisa failed to realize Hemant's true colors, that he was only using her for her money. The cops learnt of this ugly truth during the investigations. It was Nafisa who narrated the story to the cops, but there was more to what she had to say. Her intimate story was yet to be spilled, and there she began all over again. Hemant was a good friend of Nafisa, and the proximity didn't allow her to have a doubt on their relationship. They went ahead and got intimate with each other. Nafisa started meeting Hemant frequently and went out to parties with him. There was a lot that happened thereafter. The rogue that Hemant was, he clicked intimate photos with Nafisa. The devil seemed to have a heinous plan in mind. Poor Nafisa was being trapped and she had no idea of it at all. She was a married woman, but intimacy does a lot to a person, doesn't it?
Then we called Nafisa for the investigation and we inquired, where she revealed that she knew Mr. Hemant Kumar for a long time, for many years, and he had some photographs of Nafisa for which he used to harass her, blackmail her and ask for the money. This was going on for a long time, and on that day also he had come to her house and he wanted her to accompany him for some small work in Bangalore city. However, she was not taken to Bangalore. They first came to Ramnagara. There they had some beer and food. He was heavily drunk that night.
All through this, Nafisa kept her husband Uday Kumar in the dark about her relationship with Hemant.